Hello and welcome to my patch notes rundown for the 17th of June. This week's update introduces some buffs to the new skilling offhands that came out with the release of the Daemonheim Archeology dig site, so we'll be going through some of the numbers and methods when using them. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Skekker's Hypnowand. Hunter's will duration has been increased from 10.2 seconds to 19.8 seconds. The chance to trigger Hunter's will has also been increased from 2% to 5%. From my testing, the Hunter's will buff seems pretty worthless. It basically causes creatures to be attracted to box traps instantly, compared to the normal 12 seconds that it takes for them to become attracted to a newly placed box. However, creatures take 3 seconds to respawn, so it's effectively 9 seconds faster. But if you have at least 80 Hunter, meaning that you can place 5 box traps, and you've probably noticed this training Hunter, you're always checking or placing box traps, meaning even if you're catching creatures at a faster rate, you're limited by the speed of checking and placing box traps. So it effectively doesn't increase the catch rate, and the only exclusion is a single crystallized box trap that is pretty insignificant overall. On the bright side, after extensive testing with the big game Hunter buffs it provides, the increased build and arm rates make the encounter 5.8% faster overall, which is pretty significant, and that's not even including the fact that it's easier to avoid being detected since you have to spend 20% less time at a single spot. Unfortunately, my sample size was not large enough to determine the effectiveness of the increased chance of encountering multiple dinosaurs. This is nice and all, but I don't think this pushes Big Game Hunter in being worthwhile. I'm still of the opinion that Big Game Hunter should be the best XP per hour by far for Hunter. Ballarak's Sash Brush. Chronal focus duration increased from 15 seconds to 30 seconds. This is mostly a quality of life change to allow players to comfortably use the maximum 5 time sprites during its trigger. Looking further into it, after some calculations, this brush seems extremely powerful, but before showing anything, I will have to make it clear that these numbers are assuming you don't miss a single second of time sprite. It isn't hard, but again, it is assuming you're paying attention at all times and playing perfectly. The image shows the number of time sprites triggered, but you also get an extra matic precision with the brush. You should never hold your power burst of opportunity for this trigger, as on average it would be worse, and it's too RNG based as you're expecting a trigger every 11 minutes, so you'll be sitting on a power burst being up for 9 minutes on average every time. Ultimately, this brush is really strong if you're actively paying attention to the time sprites, with a staggering 25% increased excavation rate. Players can now use Blade Dive with Ballarak's brush and Skekker's Hypnowand. And that's it for this week's patch notes. These effects are really fun and unique, and very synergistic with their respective methods. Definitely better than the flat increase of success and XP rates. I'm very happy with the brush, but the Hypnowand definitely needs a buff, preferably making the player check and replace box traps instantly during its trigger. Anyways, that's it from me. Thank you for watching and take care.